Hey everybody, it's Michael Padone. I'm taking a second to scroll through LinkedIn. I came across this post I think a lot of you deal with when it comes to Gatekeeper. So I want to break this down. So watch this. She's actually sharing her life in cold calling when she calls and gets to Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper says hello. She asks a question, says, hey, is so-and-so available? This is a mistake right away, by the way. This question is a mistake. I'll come back and explain why. Gatekeeper says, yes, may I ask who's calling? Okay, then she says her name, and then that prompts the gatekeeper to ask another question. Where are you calling from? So then she has to say the company name. Right now, this whole post is about how her company name sounds different. But I think the bigger issue here is that most people are running into gatekeepers. They get this kind of interaction right up to that point. And so here's why this is a mistake. Sales 101, we're taught from day one, the person asking questions is in what? They're in control, right? Okay, so if you start off by saying, is X available, meaning the person's name, then the gatekeeper by instinct is going to say, may I ask who's calling? You just lost control. Why would you do that? Because watch what happens. You go, yes, my name is XYZ. Okay, so then, and where are you calling from? I'm calling from company name. And so you keep losing control every step of the way. And then it gets down to the point, well, what's this regarding? And then now you're just in big trouble. So what's a better way to handle this? A better way to handle this is really, really simple. So first things first, let's do this. If we go over to her LinkedIn profile to see what she sells, right on the top here, it says save on payroll costs and eliminate human error. Okay. So watch this. Wouldn't it have been better if she would have said, she called and the gatekeeper answers, and if she would have said, hi, this is Fatimi with Sanel, and the reason for my call is there's a possibility, since we recently helped competitor X solve ABC, we might be able to do the same for so-and-so, and I just need to ask him or her a few questions to see if what we have to offer might make some sense to them. Could you see if they're available for me, please? Now, that sounds like a lot, right? But watch this. You've given everything the gatekeeper needs. You've taken their power away because you've said who you are, what company you're with, and you gave a solid reason for the call that's technically is above their pay grade to reject, right? Because you're saying you recently helped one of their competitors reduce costs and eliminate X. There's a possibility we might be able to do the same for you, but I need to ask so-and-so a few questions first to be sure. That's not the gatekeeper's job to reject that. That's their job to, they got the information, they take it, they pass it on. And now, if you have a strong enough hot button and you're doing enough, listen, you have to do enough dials, but you're going to start to get more people wanting to take the call when you start agitating your pain, scratching an itch like that. Does that make sense? So in this scenario with her, it's the reason for my call. We recently helped company ABC reduce their payroll cost by about 15%. And eliminated human error, which led to a more streamlined processing. And there's a possibility we might be able to help so-and-so do the same for your organization. I just need to ask them a few questions first to be sure. I wonder if you could help me out. Could you see if they're available to take my call real quick? I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's how you get past gatekeepers. You give that kind of information with that kind of confidence. You say it with the right speed. You're not going too fast. You're not going too slow, but you're confident what you're doing and you're giving a valid reason right out of the gate. It's above their pay grade to reject at that point. And worst case scenario, they pass it off. They're not interested. That's great. Listen, do you mind if I send you some information that you could pass off to them this way in case they do run into a situation like that? They have a resource they could reach out to. Could you help me with that? Would that be okay if I sent you and you forward it to them? Sure. Okay. So now you're sending that out and you send it to the gatekeeper with the information. Don't inundate them with an email of everything you do. Just have that same opening line in the email and they forward it over to them. One, you get the secretary's email, the gatekeeper's email. You see how it's formatted. So now you have a better shot of knowing what the prospect's format email is like. So you have that in your bag as well, but you stand a much better chance of getting a response that way. This is how you properly sell. Now, you can't just do this once or twice a day, right? You have to have this as a game plan. You have to be making enough outbound calls every day to go ahead and get this to take traction. You have to be consistent at it. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes skill. That's what it takes to be successful in selling today. If you're not hitting your numbers, chances are it's your skill level and your output level. Fix those two things, you start putting bigger paychecks in your pocket. Hope this helps.